Hello, everyone. All right. I'm sure you can feel the excitement in the air. Mine is super palpable. We're finally here. I just want to say thank you so much, every single one of you, for coming with me throughout this journey. For the longest, a lot of people have been asking, Olushola, when is our podcast coming? When are we going to start seeing videos on YouTube? Well, here we go. Hi, I'm Olushola, and I give practicable wisdom. If it's your first time hearing me, I must say you've been missing out on a whole lot. But while at it, it's a good time to click the subscribe button. So do so. I'm waiting. All right. I just want to start by saying thank you so much to every single one of you. Over the past couple of months, my following has grown exponentially on social media, from Instagram to Facebook, TikTok, every platform. I just want to say thank you so much for seeing me through this journey. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and comments. Thank you. You did this. You made today happen. All right, we're about to get to the thick of everything, and then we just thought it well. My team pretty much forced this on me, and I actually accepted it. So it wasn't quite like a force. So my team insisted that the very first video we have to drop on the YouTube sequence has to be a get to know me video. So they said, for the past couple of months, your following has grown, you interact with your followers. It's high time they asked you questions that you get to respond to. So the most interesting thing about today's video is that these questions were harvested, via Instagram, and then they were received by my team, and I do not know what the questions are. So today, I'll be asked those questions right here, right now, in front of the camera. All right, so here's how it's going to go. Right here with me behind the scenes is my director, Ayo. So Ayo is going to be asking a list of questions that she has harvested. She's going to be asking the questions randomly, right? I've never seen the questions before. So it's worthy of note that these questions were actually asked by you guys. So if you spot your question, feel free to get excited in the comments. So my failure to answer any of the questions will lead to myself giving Ayo a sum of 5,000 naira per question unanswered. So this kind of gives me some jitters. Well, God will see me through. So Ayo, are you ready? Let's have it. What's the first question? All right, so I attended the prestigious Covenant University, Ota, Ogun State, Nigeria. I studied sociology, the best course in the world. I made a decision to never stop learning and never stop failing. And I made a decision to let myself be reminded that it's okay not to have everything figured out. It's okay to never have everything figured out. It's okay to take life by the day as the day comes. Even the greatest visionary in the world has to go through life on a step-by-step basis. Many times you beat up yourself, it beats too much more than you ought to. But non-negotiables in relationship relationship, quite interesting. I would say first and foremost, spirituality. Yeah, the person has to be of the same faith with me. The person has to love Jesus. Secondly, the person has to be intellectually dexterous. I want somebody who has intellectual flexibility and intellectual versatility. Somebody who is not just book smart, but somebody who has social intelligence, emotional intelligence, and also knows, how to maneuver complex challenges and pretty much everything. Someone who can actually stimulate my intellect. That's extremely important. Other things, the person has to be, peace-loving, easygoing, loving. The person has to come from a great family. Yes, because you're indirectly marrying your spouse's family, whether you like it or not. Yes. Physical non-negotiables. The person's got to be very pretty. I love me a beautiful woman. And the person has to have a specific outlook. I don't know how to explain, but you know what I'm talking about. The person has to be of a particular type of way. A particular type of build. I cannot really go into so many details here, but I think that to a given extent, I'll be able to explain, convince and not to confuse you that my non-negotiables are non-negotiable. Yeah, what else? That's it. And the person has to be driven. Yes, very driven. I wouldn't want someone who is really like a daisical about life, as it were, and everything. Yeah, thank you. And very importantly, the person also has to be somebody who loves people. Because the vast majority of what I've been doing in life would involve people. So I wouldn't want somebody whose outlook to life negates that. Phew. All right. Thank you so much, first and foremost, for the kind words. Thank you so much. It's quite humbling when I hear people say they want to be like you. Well, thank you. I'd rather have it that you be the best version of yourself, but thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I have a whole lot to say on how I became the Lushala that you now see today, but I think it's easier because I have a special mentorship platform that was starting pretty much. It's like a drum rolls moment because it's my first time pretty much announcing this. So check the description of the video to get a link to our Telegram channel. So every single month, I'm going to be having special mentorship sessions with people from all walks of life. All right, so just click on the link, and then the link links you to a Telegram channel and very, very likely a Google form to fill just right before you begin. Thank you so much. Or you're a brand manager for a travel company. Well, I'd have said yes directly, but it could also be a no because before I get into partnership with any brand, I do a lot of sieving and due diligence. So we're gonna have to talk about that separately. Send us a mail and we can talk about that. So first and foremost, I'd say this. For every single dream of yours that you plan to achieve, there are legitimate reasons for you not to pursue them. But you need to understand early enough that excuses are the building blocks with which will be the house of failure. You need to treat your dream as something that is extremely essential. We're in a world where passion is not enough these days. Obsession is what it takes. Obsession is what it takes. So you don't tell an obsessed man to develop discipline. The discipline comes with the obsession. If you want it enough, you will have to do what it takes. You will have to do what it takes. So discipline is not doing what is convenient. It is doing what is demanded. There's a difference. It's not doing what is convenient. It's doing what is demanded. What do I need to do to reach the heights that I need to attain? And in my opinion, this changes everything. So if I want it well enough, if I want it bad enough, absolutely, then I would go for it. So yes, I think that's how you build the discipline needed to get to where you want to get to. Build obsession. Obsession with all that I want to do. Obsession with all that God has put in my heart. Obsession with every single, milestone that I want to attain in life. Yes. So you build the discipline by understanding that, first and foremost, if you're going to do anything big with your life, you're already walking a narrow road. So you cannot live your life like somebody who is already siding with the majority. What do the majority do? They live life in a lackadaisical fashion. They do anything they want to do, live life in any way that they see fit. They live life and act, they just want to be happy. They just want to be excited, But you who is walking a very narrow path cannot live life that way. So you have to be extremely intentional. That's how to build discipline. So first and foremost, I'm virgin. I'm purely virgin. All right, the Bible says sex before marriage is wrong. It's called fornication. There's no need to shin it. No, I do not believe in sex before marriage, and I'm unmarried. Don't be deceived by this. And I've never had sex. So does that answer your question? Now I can breathe. How did I figure out or start the businesses I now do today after university? Well, it depends. I think I might just want to start with maybe the very first. Let me each of the businesses. Let me look at maybe one of the food businesses. All right. So I have a soup delivery business. So the very interesting thing about that particular business is that wasn't my first sojourn to the entrepreneurial world. I already had my clothing brand prior. So in the year 2020, when COVID struck, I was in my friend's house, somewhere in Lagos. And then during the lockdown, I was really thinking, very, 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 do I say, introspective period for me. So we got thinking about a lot of things. My clothing business was affected definitely because ceremonies weren't holding, no one could even go to work. So definitely there will be no need for all the fashionable suits that we definitely sell, So this led to me really pondering. For the longest, I had always had the inclination towards selling food one way or another because my mom is a caterer, all right? So my mom makes food, and then I just thought to myself, why can't we, commercialize an aspect of what she makes? And then that was actually how the food supply business started. Let me be clear. Sakpa drove me to it also. For those of you who don't know Sakpa is like a colloquial name for temporary poverty. Or it's called a serious absence of purchasing ability. All right, by Nigerians, commonly said. Yeah, so during the COVID, I was still doing my master's at the time, so I was having to pay my fees in dollars. I mean, I literally still had to pay, and then business wasn't working and functioning for several months. So I thought to myself, you know what, I need a business that is around food, not even clothing, either food or shelter, because in my opinion, those are like the top two needs of human beings, are not even clothing yet, you know. So yes, I just thought to myself that we needed to do something. So during that period, I had to call my mom, you know, told her about the plan, and then, you know, I set it in motion. And already there was a market for it, because we were trying to create you know, a soup supply business. And I thought to myself, there's a whole lot to do. There are bachelors who do not like to cook. There are also families who don't necessarily fancy the stress of going to the market and everything. So how about I do all of the stress for them and I bring it right to their doorsteps? And that was how we birthed, you know, the first food business. And I think it was like that. So yes, that was what led to it. So for the sake of time, I wanted to tell you just about one of the businesses. Maybe sometime later I could share for other businesses. The response to that's really going to be very long. So I actually have a special consult session that I do with, you know, brands or business owners especially. So how about we do it this way? Why not just send the mail to me? Check the link in my Instagram bio, send the mail directly, and then, you know, my team can hook you up with a special consult session. Comes at a cost, by the way. I would say by prioritizing. So first and foremost, I do not think I have different lives. I don't think I have a social life. I don't think I have a work life, or, you know, all of those things. I think I have just one life, right? Which obviously is quintessentially spiritual, and every other thing flows from it. However, I would like to say that it's all about priority. When you understand what should be the most important thing, then you are able to place it on a particular pedestal and ensure that every other thing flows from it, right? So for me, the most important thing for me, I would say, is my relationship with God. And I'm not going to ever try to water that down. That's very important, right? And then my relationship with God helps me understand that because God is a God of excellence, everything that I do ought to ooze that aspect, you know, of God also. So I have to excel in everything that I do. So this alone is a game changer. It changes everything. So that means that every single venture that I go into, I have to approach it like somebody who must be good at it. So now, my spiritual life, it means that I cannot be like a Desiku when it comes to spiritual devotion. Now, with my work, I have to pick something or a couple of things and chase after them head on. Now, this is not saying that the social life or the social aspect is something to negate. No. The social life actually fuels and gives renewed energy to all the other lives that you mentioned, right? But I'll just say priority. So after God and the relationships that I have, you know, work is also very important. So how I'm able to prioritize, I would say, is to live a life full of productivity. You know, I have a principle, and the principle is this: every single day that I wake, there must be something to be achieved. And the day must not close, or the day must not end, or we must not slam the day shut without those things being achieved, you know. So you have to be intentional about every single thing that you do. So I think prioritization is a solution. Trust me, you're not winning any single amount of money. Am I in a relationship? Yes, I'm in a relationship with God. I'm in a relationship with my friends. I'm in a relationship with people. Yes, I'm in a relationship. You asked if I was in a relationship. No, you can't rephrase. Am I in a relationship? Yes, I'm in a relationship with friends, with people, with everybody. All right, crazy. How did I become a Manchester United fan? You will not even believe it. So first and foremost, now Man U fans will very likely scream when they hear this. Would you believe that the very first club I fell in love with was Liverpool? I mean, Man U fans will not believe it. Far back 2005, I was as young as I think the age of 9. At the finals in Istanbul, the final against AC Milan in 2005, I really was a Liverpool fan. In fact, when I think it was Alonso, Smith, Gerrard, when we scored all those goals, then I was as jubilant as possible because, man, Milan were leading us 3-0 in the first half. And then God gave us the glory, you know. So yeah, I was a Liverpool fan. I really was a Liverpool fan. And then my elder brother had always been a Manchester United fan. So one way or another, I was strongly influenced because United were actually pulling in so much weight at the time. It was the Fergie era, and then 06, 07, United started to win league titles. Just before I knew it, I was surrounded by so many United fans, and I succumbed to the pressure. So it was as if something was calling me. And then from there, I think I'm roughly 06, 07, I became a Manchester United fan, and I never looked back. Absolutely never. I just saw myself by myself going to watch United's games in my neighbor's house, and that changed everything. Yes, so my best memory of being a Manchester United fan has absolutely got to be the Champions League final win in Moscow. We defeated Chelsea after playing 1-1. Cristiano Ronaldo and I think Lampard, scored a goal each for either team, and we won the final. So yes, I would say that, or the 2013 Sir Alex Ferguson's final season, our 3-0 win against Aston Villa, where Van Persie scored a hat-trick. Yeah, that had to be my favorite memory of being a Manchester United fan. Or the days in 08 when Cristiano Ronaldo was top of his game. Worst memory, United fan worst memory, I would say of recent there's been a lot of terrible memories, right? But I would say my worst memory far back was losing to City 6-1 under Fergie. I think it was 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we lost that game 6-1 at Old Trafford. Terrible night. One of the other lows for me was losing to Liverpool 7-0 just last season. Bruh, did I cry? No, apparently at some point, I believe I'm in a very toxic relationship with Manchester United. So at some point, you have to manage the toxicity. So you manage your emotions and just don't cry. All right, guys, that will be all. We had so many questions, but we just had to pick a few. Okay, so this is also a gentle reminder that it's not too late to click the like button, to subscribe, turn on your notifications, because we have so many more videos coming up. So much goodies that you would not want to miss out on. And please do share this video with all of your friends, people that love the brand and love me so much. Thank you so much. I love you as much. And I'm not going to forget to say this. Wait for it. Ireo.